You finished your first backtest, you go to analytics and you see all these metrics and all these numbers and you probably think, what the heck is all this and how am I supposed to read it? But not to worry, because in this video I'm going to show you exactly how to read your backtest and obviously give you some tips and tricks to make everything even faster and more optimal. So let's head straight in, and as you can see, this is one of my personal trading strategies. As you know, I use psychological levels every single day for my trading, and here's one of the backtests that I made in Forex Tester Online. If we come to analytics, we'll be able to see that this backtest has got over 598 trades, so nearly 600 trades in this backtest over 2 years of backtesting. And let's start off with the first thing you'll see when you enter analytics, and this is Analytics Insight. And it's not random that this appears at first, and it's basically because it's where we will need to pay most attention. Analytics Insight is an algorithm that was built by a professional algorithmic trader to help the traders maximize their profit in their backtest, so basically to optimize their strategies. And it does it by giving us points to improve and strengths. We can look at both, and it will give us a review of each of these concepts. So like say, points to improve, try stopping for the day after the first loss to improve profits. Why? Because in this strategy I was taking 2 trades a day, and it's basically saying that if I avoid the second trade, then I'll make more profit. And the funny thing is that first of all, I thought that this second trade was giving me more benefit, but as you can see here, it's not. And we can see many other things, like try avoiding low risk trades, like risks that are less than 0.5% would have supposed me a gain of a 26% in an account. This was supposed me 8.2%. And as well, consider cautiously increasing lot size after winning streaks could give me another 30% gain. And all these are stuff that we normally don't look at. As well, we could add things like the trading session analysis that we click in. We'll be able to see the sessions that I have traded in and where I'm getting a better profit factor. In this case, mine is quite equal, so it points it out as a strength. But in a lot of strategies that I've backtested, maybe the European session works better than the New York session or vice versa. So this is a major point where we need to put our attention. And just to put the cherry on the top, I must say that this is completely unique in Forex Tester Online. So if you are a member of Forex Tester Online, congratulations, because you are the first in and probably are going to get the most benefit out of it. But let's continue down, because we won't stay here, and we can see performance analysis. This is basically the total trades where I'm going to get my winning trades and my losing trades. As you can see, I have a 55% win rate, and the positions are divided in short and long, being short at 48% and long at 51%, so it's more or less equal. And as well, super important that I've got the same profit in the shorts as in the long. It's more or less equal. It can have a variation of $100, $200, $300, because obviously it's not always going to stay the same, but it stays equal. What does this mean? That it's a healthy strategy, because I win the same in the uptrends as in the downtrends. Obviously, it doesn't mean it has to be like that, because if your strategy is focused only on shorts, that is completely okay. So just so you know, if you want to buy and sell in the market in terms of longs and shorts, you must see this here. If your strategy is only focused in buying or only in selling, then obviously this won't be the same. If we come just below it, we can see tag analysis, and this you won't see anything here because I use exactly the same setup every single day. But if I've got different setups, it will show me the analysis of these setups. So let's come to an example. If I open a trade and come down to journaling, we'll be able to see basically the tag. So if I say this is a BO, so a breakout, and I take a screenshot, and that should be most of it for the tag to appear. And now I just need to come to the, let's say I'm gonna do a buy with a stop loss just below this round number, take profit on the top round number, and I'm gonna risk a 1%. So if I place order and go to the order close, basically see that's the stop loss. And now if I open another one, let's say I open the sell now, come to journaling and tag a filter, put a pullback, place the order, and let's go again to go to order close. and then you can see it was a take profit. So if I come down to analytics, we'll be able to see the tags where it's the breakout and the pullback, and I've got in this case a win rate of 100% because obviously I've just won one trade, and the breakout I've got a 0% win rate. So if you've got different types of setups, it happens a lot, smart money, like an A plus, an A, B or C, it will all appear here if you tagged it correctly, and you'll be able to see what win rate each of your setups have got, and this will give you a massive information in terms of filtering your trades. But let's continue just down below, and we've got symbol analysis. Basically, I only trade on the pound against the dollar, but if I trade different ones, I will be able to see them all here and have a nice breakdown to see which one is performing better. If we come down to performance by session, this is another spot on because I can see the trade activity that I've got by session and the average profit that I have got by session. So I say in the European session, I've got a 37% of my activity, and my European profit is of $9. Okay, the average is $9. If I come to the New York session, I can see that I've got a 41% of the activity, and the average profit is 8.39. So I've got a bigger average profit in the European session than in the New York session. So what does this mean? I maybe should focus more on the London session, but obviously in this case it's quite equal. But if we see a big difference, then that could be a nice hint to improve our strategy. And if we come just below here, we can see risk and performance metrics, and here you can see obviously loads of numbers, and it can be quite confusing. But let me just highlight a few that I tend to look at and that help me improve my strategy. So if I come down, I can see obviously the net profit, but obviously a net profit, I've already seen it. I can see the gross profit and the gross loss that we don't need to pay attention to. We can see the profit month, that could be a great indicative of what we can make every month, but what we can look at is our average profit and our average loss. In this case, I go for a risk reward of 1 to 1, so this should be equal. If this isn't equal, we are doing something wrong. Then the max drawdown. This is one of the highlights, and it's super important depending on where we want to focus our trading strategy, because if we want to trade on funded accounts, this is a major issue because we need to keep it normally below a 10 or 8%. If we're going to trade it on a live trading account of ours, then we don't need to pay too much attention here, because this is going to be basically based on the risk we take on every single trade. If we trading basically with a 1% of our account in any ways, it shouldn't exceed a 10 or 12%. If it's exceeding that, we must keep an eye on it. Obviously, we can have strategies that exceed a 20 or 30% of our drawdown, but obviously it's high risk and we put in most of our capital in risk. So keep that in mind. And as well, we can see the max current day loss in percentage. Obviously, I don't lose every single day, so I'm not going to have a 1% here, so that is correct. Then we come to the profit factor, and this is another biggie. It basically calculates the profit and the loss that we can see here above, and it gives me a number. This number, what it means is that when I win, in terms, that doesn't mean that I win in one trade, that the average of what I win is 1.22 of my loss. For an easy way of saying it, it's like if I'm using a risk reward of 1 to 1.22, but obviously I'm going with risk reward of 1 to 1. But the average win, let's say in every week, I win 1.22 above my loss. Okay, so this is super important because this needs to be between 1.2 and whatever it needs to get. Obviously, a profit factor of 2 means that you win the double of what you risk in, let's say, a week, a month, or a year. But the average and the normal, once the trading strategy has actually settled, is 1.2 to 1.5. This is more or less a healthy average that you can have. Then comes the return, obviously the same as we can see up here above. This was a 10,000 account, so 50% is 5,000, so we don't need to pay too much attention to that, obviously depending on what we want. And then if we come to days process, obviously the days that I've been trading, the months that I've been trading, and then we can come to the total of trades, the trading day count. That these, hey, it's great to know them, but we don't need to pay too much attention to actually optimize. We can come then to the profit trades and the loss trades. That gives us obviously our win rate that we can see here down below. And then the max consecutive profit trades and the max consecutive losing trades. These two we must highlight, because if we have a risk reward of 1 to 1 and our max consecutive profit trades are lower than our losing trades, that means we'll probably be in trouble when we are live trading, because basically we're going to have lots of streaks of losing trades, and obviously we're not interested in that because we are using a risk reward of 1-to-1, and this basically means that it's probably not going to be profitable, and if it is, it's going to be similar to break even. So we always must pay attention depending on the risk reward we have. Let's say I've got a risk reward of 1-to-2, then I can have more losing trades than winning trades, obviously, because when I win more. But if I've got 1-to-1, they must be equal, or I must have more consecutive profit trades. And if I've got obviously a negative risk reward, then there must be a big difference between the profit and the losing streaks, otherwise I'm going to be in trouble. Then we can come down to trades day. That's basically I do 1 or 2 trades a day, so here it's marked out as 1, and the trades that I do per month are 30. So let's say 20 trading days, I do an average of 2 trades a day, so basically the average is 30. Then the profit trades a month and the losing trades per month, this obviously must be positive. Depending on the risk reward that we're using, this will be more relevant or not. So if I've got a positive risk reward like 1-to-2, 1-to-3, then I can have more losing trades than profit trades like I mentioned before. But if I've got 1-to-1, I need more profit trades to actually have a nice equity curve. Then the max profit trade and the max loss trade, this must be exactly what you are risking. If you got different numbers there, then you've probably messed up somewhere in the backtest and not calculated the risk, because this always should be the max, and the max profit should always be exactly the same. Then we can come to the max lot used. This was exactly the same as we said with the max profit and max loss. It must be what you have set, if not, you screwed up. Then we come to the restoration factor, and this is another quite interesting key point, because obviously what it calculates is our net profit by our max drawdown. So in this case, as you can see, my net profit was 5,000 and my max drawdown was 1,150. This gives me a restoration factor of 4.4. This one in this case is okay. The higher you've got, the better, because it basically means that how much your profit has gone above your max drawdown. So obviously the higher the number, the best it will be. Then we can come to reliability factor. This basically is how reliable is your strategy. And here, in my personal opinion, I don't tend to look at this too much, because I've had really good strategies that have outperformed really well with a low reliability factor. So in any case, I don't tend to take this too much in consideration, but obviously if you want to, it's always welcome to check it. And then obviously our win rate and our loss rate, that these are super important, and they are based on your risk reward. So if you've got a 1-to-1 risk reward, a win rate from a 55 to a 60% is great. If you've got a risk reward of 1-to-2, having a 50% win rate is massive, and normally we'll be looking at a 35 to 45% win rate for a risk reward of 1-to-2, and the more we increase our risk reward, the lower we'll have our win rate, and vice versa. So this must be according to your personal risk reward. In my case, 1-to-1, 56% is more than enough to have a profitable strategy. And then obviously number of times the take profit or the stop loss was changed, number of trades without take profit or stop loss, amount of time to set the take profit or stop loss, and the average win ratios of 1-to-2, 1-to-3, 1-to-4, 1-to-5. In this case, I use 1-to-1, so basically nothing will appear here. So these are the basic metrics that you need to read and understand to see if anything is going wrong, as I mentioned before. And to put the cherry on the top, we can see the trading activity calendar, where basically we can see our profit days and losing days. And if we see a lot of green and not a lot of red, that is perfect. But obviously if the red have a lot of losses, like happened maybe here, like 200 loss, where the average that I'm winning is 83, 83, 83, because this was a double stop loss. And that's why above it mentioned that if I don't add 2 trades and just trade once, it will give me better results. And to end the video, I want to highlight again Analytics Insight and just show you an example of how it improved my personal strategy. So if I come to the next backtest that I made and come to analytics based on Analytics Insight, we can see that the points to improve went from 9 to 5. And this is a really good improvement. If we come down to the basic analytics, we can be able to see that my max drawdown went from 1,100 to 846. So obviously I have reduced my drawdown. I improved the profit factor from 1.22 to 1.32, and my return went from a 50% to a total of a 60%. And obviously, as you can see, the restoration factor went from 4.4 to 7.15. So what this means that I recover a 7.15 my max drawdown in total profit. And my favorite part is that I boosted my win rate from a 56% to a 64%. And this was literally thanks to the unique feature that Forex Tester Online has got, and this is analytics inside, and that's why it's the first thing I want to show you and the last thing that I want to show you as well, so you can see the power that this feature has got. And obviously, like I said, it's only in Forex Tester Online. And now you know how to backtest, how to move faster through the charts and backtest even faster and analyze every single result. The next thing is checking the next playlist that you can see just down below, so you can find more interesting videos that I'm sure that will help you and make your journey a lot smoother.